Hello, my name is Karen Gondoly, and I am the CEO of Leostream. Today, I want to have a discussion with you that hopefully challenges you to think beyond legacy VDI and look for ways that you can really modernize your end user computing environments. Because end user computing or digital workspaces, they're more than virtual desktops in this day and age. You might have a mixture of cloud and on-prem environments, and that cloud could be private cloud, it could be public cloud, maybe you are actually working up in one of the gov clouds. And those environments can also be a mixture of Windows, Linux, Mac OS operating systems, depending on the types of applications that your users are running, and sometimes just what operating systems they prefer to use for their workflows. Speaking of those applications, maybe as you move towards thinking about how you can modernize your EUC environments, you're wondering, well, do I continue publishing my applications or do I think about some other solution like a liquidware where I can publish applications through a slightly different workflow than what I'm using now? You also very likely have some users who have GPU enabled workstations. Those might be hardware, they might be virtual machines that are sharing virtual GPUs. But in this day and age, with more users doing what we typically think of as high performance compute and graphics workloads for engineers, a lot of more knowledge based workers are starting to have tasks that could leverage those GPUs as well. Maybe it's AI related, maybe it's something else. Speaking of your users, more and more we're seeing it's not just employees that I need to provide digital workspaces for, it's contractors, it's third parties, it's different types of users doing different types of tasks who need to be managed and audited in different ways and maybe connected to their resources using different display protocols, whether that's SSH for a developer, RDP for a task worker, many different ways that you can connect users in these modern end user computing environments. And let's not forget, it's not just about users. Perhaps you're even thinking, how do I work in agentic AI into my digital workspaces? I don't want my AI agents running amok in my network. How can I kind of sequester them in a digital workspace that protects my data and my information while still allowing end users to use these agentic workflows to get their jobs done? Well, the thing to think about is your future really needs to be more vendor neutral. Instead of looking at a legacy VDI stack for your end users, think about all the technologies that are out there on the market and how can you combine them into a solution that allows end users to be productive in the best possible way. And then what tools are available to simplify IT's job as they're managing and providing access to these types of environments. There are many different options that you have, from display protocols to hosting platforms, different clouds, different types of authentication. What you really want to think about if you're in IT and you have end users to satisfy is, what are those end users doing? What types of workflows do they need? What types of data do they need access to? And what would my ideal situation look like across all of these use cases? Because there's probably technologies you can combine together to actually manage all of them instead of wedging them into a legacy VDI stack that wants them to work in a certain way. So what this comes down to is, yes, your infrastructure matters. You need to build up these environments, but how you're monitoring access to it actually matters more. Once you have environments spread across cloud, maybe racked workstations for these GPU workloads, once you're talking about different types of users accessing in different ways, you need a platform that is really going to organize that for IT and ensure that only the correct users have access to what they're supposed to have access to. That means you need a platform that's going to integrate with your identity providers, enforce policies that restrict access, monitor that access, and manage how long users have access for environments. What that will give you not only is simplified IT, but also in the end cost control, because this kind of platform that's monitoring your access and managing your infrastructure allows you to really maximize utilization and limit your cloud costs if you're going in that direction. So really, you have your infrastructure. The layer you need to make this all work is the orchestration layer, and that is where Leostream really comes into play. Leostream is orchestrating not just user access, indicating who has access to what, authenticating them before they do, But Leostream can also orchestrate your capacity, whether that's increasing the number of VMs you have on-prem and spinning them down when people are done, or doing the same up in the cloud, which again is what can help you save costs. This orchestration layer, both across capacity and across access, and doing that in an automated way using Leostream plans and policies, that's what really makes it simple for IT to create these flexible architectures that can adapt to what their users need to do and do that in a way that allows IT to always have insight into who's using what, monitor what happens, and keep track of everything in their environment. If you want to learn more, you want to see it in action, you can always contact us at info@leostream.com. Thank you.